Pump that pockets on full with the guy blowing around 9 news Cadillac. Still got my homies to watch my back and to smoke your ass. And when I come jack, that's why some pigs and the kids come sweating, they follow. Hollow point shill's hard to swallow. Why wallow when they come to roll on it with the clip in the wolf, I break your head sign. Not kicking dust, cause they get bust. My crib's surrounded, I'm about to get rushed. I'll brush with them. How many shells left in my closet? Where my back roll makes black when the shit goes down. Better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. You better be ready. I told the boys to start our clocks and the rest of the guys I strap on the bulletproof vest. Boom, I think I got one for that test. Hot damn, I didn't want to kill a man. Shit, still stand tall with the Hill Clan. Y'all, you better step back. You better fall. I'm coming up blasting like a Simony Sam. I got the cheese and the bread for them. Shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. Say, better be ready. Yeah.
The following show features stupid opinions and ideas from two idiot brothers who probably did little research and practiced zero due diligence on the topic at hand. The MLO Bros' opinions do not reflect the views of their employer, guests, sponsors, families, neighbors, or pets. If you do not like what they are saying and don't agree with their views or opinions, don't watch the show. We can promise we do not care. Welcome to the worst show on the internet.
I just hit 2 groups with an at everyone. Hi, Austintown. Hi, Youngstown.
Hi, everybody.
Totally did it because I'm bored. I wanted everyone to come hang out tonight. So you can hang out or you can go away. We don't care. Whatever.
Welcome to the MLO Bros, everybody. Before you leave, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you for being here. We're going to talk to Joe. We're going to talk about Nikki Frenchko. We're going to talk about a lot of fun stuff tonight. So stick around. If you haven't already, go down below, give us a like, give us a follow. We appreciate that. Right down below, Luke, there's a little like button. Hit that button. Also hit share. Also go to our page and give us a like there as well. But before we get started, sponsors of the night. First up is Tim Sickfuse, Valley Insurance Group in Poland. They sponsor also us, the MLO Bros. We're loan officers. We're real estate agents. If you sing at home, are thinking about buying, selling, you need mortgage financing, give us a call. Here's 2 of our listings right here. We have a condo in Boardman. Luke, what's the address of our condo? Do you remember?
Huntington Woods.
Huntington Woods. It's Huntington Woods. Beautiful condo here. Call us for details. 2 bedroom, 2 bath. Beautiful condo. 2 bedroom, 2 bath. Also, we have this one's mine, Luke. I have 6 acres out in Salem. Beautiful 6 acres with a pond, an apple orchard, 2 bedroom, 2 bath house. Comes with a little pool and plenty of garage space. Give us a call if you're interested in this one. But Luke, where do we go from here?
All right, let's bring Joe.
The sponsors. Let's talk to Joe.
So, this is Joe Danyai. He is a
Danyai.
It's French.
It's all good.
Is this actually live? Yes, Robert, it's actually live. Hi, Robert. We're live. Nice walleye. Is that a walleye? Looks like a walleye.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. So this is Joe Danyai. He's French.
I believe it's Yay.
What is your ethnic background?
His friends call him Yay.
Hungarian.
Danyai is Hungarian?
It's Danye in Hungarian.
Okay.
Americanized Danye.
Okay, it's not French.
No.
Joe is the owner of Youngstown Computer. He is also a owner of Youngstown Studio. and he is a fill-in. Is that fair to say for
Fair.
Ron Verb and Dan Rivers sometimes?
Yeah.
And you do your show too. You have your own show too on the radio.
Yeah. Computer show and business show. Yep.
And he's got a show on the CW too called Joe Danier Knows Everything, right? Isn't that what it's
That's
called?
it.
Dude, that's a great
So
name.
you do have a show on the CW. What's the show called?
Great name of a show.
Behind the
Joe
scenes.
Behind the scenes. You should have done. Listen, you should have gone with Joe Danier Knows
Joe
Everything.
Danier
Knows
everything.
everything.
So tonight we're going to talk about Joe. Are you a libertarian?
I am.
Okay, so we're going to talk to Joe. That's going to be the last thing we're going to talk about. First couple things we're going to talk about Nikki Frenchko. I have 911 footage or clips of her making 911 calls.
For those that don't know, Nikki Frenchko is a Trumbull County commissioner.
Yeah, insane. The calls to 911 are nuts.
They got a lot of fun up there in Trumbull County.
And I have a video of a guy who works for 911 who went into the meeting, like the county meeting, to stand up to her, and amazing. And then today, somebody sent me a recording of her calling 911 to ask for his supervisor because she was pissed off.
Oh, interesting. She calls 911. Why would you call 911 to ask for a supervisor? To waste the 911 line
to ask for a manager
and ask for a manager. What is wrong with you?
Insane. So you got to see all this again. Her time's coming. Her time is coming. I truly believe there is not a chance in hell she gets reelected. Yeah, she went full Karen on 911. She asked for a manager.
Yeah, ask for a manager on a 911 line. That is so dumb.
Joe, do you think in the history of the United States has anyone ever called 911 and asked for a manager?
Probably not. Probably
Right?
not.
That's probably one of the first times. Like 911, what is your emergency? Can I speak to your manager? What do you think? What do you think the 911 like dispatch was like? Oh, Jesus Christ! Like,
wait,
what are we doing?
And then I guess today too, she thought, and this is people are feeding me so much information. It's amazing. I will never reveal names. She thought the guy who went in and stood up to her, okay, was coming on our show, and like she called like HR to turn him in for coming into on our show. Like
so she thought he was like a political pawn type deal, or just
I don't. Yeah, that's her excuse. It's everyone against. Dude, she's such a narcissist. It's everyone against her. They're setting me up. They're framing me, and like the only guys that believe her are the people with Trump logos, American Eagles, and 50-year-old males that like her freaking body. That is, in my opinion, that is what I believe. So,
or just the super far right wing people that just vote red every time, just because they're told they're supposed to vote red every time.
She used to be. She ran as a Democrat like 10 years ago, 5 years ago. And she didn't get in, so then she flipped to Republican. So, all right. And also, if you're watching this at home, we're going to get into this. If you could please share this, that'd be fantastic. All right. Can I tell you guys a story first before we go?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got in a car wreck.
Which story are we starting with?
I got in a car wreck on Friday. My brand new freaking truck.
Oh.
Tell the story. What happened?
Oh, driving home from Cleveland. You guys know that snowstorm?
Yeah.
It was bad. I mean, bad. And I have a 4-wheel drive truck. And the funny thing, there's some funny parts of this. And basically, I lost control. I had me, my 13-year-old, and my 8-year-old in the backseat. Okay? Hit like underneath an overpass. Like went underneath an overpass, slid, put the front left end, like I almost saved it, right into the concrete barrier. Okay? Dude, have you guys ever done that? Something like that?
No, haven't done that. No. Dude,
awful. So the worst part is, so then I'm stuck, right? But anyways, first thing out of my mind is, oh my God, my voice. So I look at 13-year-old. Are you okay? He's like, I'm fine. The 9-year-old in the back seat is literally like this. We turn around. He lost his glasses, like went flying off. He's just sitting there, like looking right at like this. And I'm like, Cameron, are you okay? Just staring. And I'm like, did he hit his head? What's going on? Right? Like, what's happening? He's just looking at us. And Lucas is like, Cameron, are you okay? A minute goes by and he's like, dude, I'm like ready to start slapping him. Out of nowhere, dead silent, dead thing. He just goes,
He starts freaking out.
Freaking out. Like it took him like a minute for his brain to register what happened. I'm like, dude, are you okay? It starts screaming again. And Lucas is like, what is going on? I'm like, I don't. And then he looks at me. He's like, I'm so scared. I don't know what to even do. Like I felt so bad.
Oh man, poor
So
dude.
my older son hops in the back seat, starts hugging him, rubbing his back. Like it was good. So that was my Friday night. Check this out.
Luke, I just, Joe, let me tell you what happened with my brother when he was driving home. I drove home in that same snowstorm in my little tiny piece of crap Nissan car that's terrible in the snow, and I survived just fine. But here's what happened with Luke. I'll tell you what happened with Luke. Okay. Luke is so impatient. He has 0 patience. 100%. So he was going slow at first because he realized it was dangerous. Right? He realized he had to slow down. It's dangerous. You know, I'm not going to go the speed limit. I'm going to go like 20, 30 miles under the speed limit.
I was going 40 to 30 to 40 to start.
Okay. So then Luke's going down the highway and he just wants to be home and it's taking him longer than normal. So he starts speeding up because he's impatient. Luke, how fast were you going when you crashed?
55.
Yeah. So
which
he speeds up. Which still isn't that fast, but still in a snowstorm and it's scary. He speeds up like an idiot because he just wants to get home and then he crashed.
Here's what I'm thinking in my head too. Full disclosure: 4-wheel drive truck, I'll be fine. Not true. Not true. Learned a very valuable lesson.
The weight was your issue. The back was too light, and then it started fishtailing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There we go. And at night, I was freaked out. I didn't even the scariest part wasn't even the wreck. It's waiting for the tow truck on the side of the road. Because I'm thinking all these cars are going by way too fast. They're going to hit that same spot and come into me and my boys in my truck. That was the only thing. So I was like, so here it is. It's not
Joe is a man. Oh, you have pictures of it. Nice.
See it dinged in there and then right here.
Oh
that one hurts a little bit. That one hurts. My baby, my all black truck just $8,900 of damage.
Okay. Expensive lesson.
It is
expensive lesson for sure. Joe, as a man of discipline, yourself, and I'm trying to be more of a man of discipline myself. Luke drives me insane. He drives me absolutely insane with his inability to just be disciplined and get himself home safe in this situation. Like in his entire life, he just cannot. He's so impatient.
Is it a truck?
You need to be a better influence on your older brother.
Dude, don't even start. I have tried. He's uninfluenceable.
This is
he will not listen to anyone except his own mind. The only way you convince Luke to do anything is if you manipulate it in freaking Inception almost level of making it his idea so that he goes and does it. And then it's like, oh, I thought of this from the beginning. And you're like, yeah, Luke, you thought of it the whole time. Great idea, dude.
Joe, there's only 2 people that can moderately hold my leash, right?
Okay.
It's Isaac and my wife. Those are the 2 only people that I'll moderately listen to be fair.
Okay.
Really? So you're not supposed to drive down the highway in 4-wheel drive? Uh-oh. That was probably my fault then. Yes, I know. That's what I'm doing, Liam. Get some sandbags.
Exactly. You need some weight in the back on those back wheels for sure.
Yeah. All right. And then the other thing that happened to me is I almost got in a fight at a youth sports game again.
How'd that go? What happened there? Tell us about it.
So we're at this thing, and there's 2 gyms. It's not even on the court I'm on, right? So it's at the league guy. We're playing against the guy who's running this league, and it's like a bunch of 13-year-olds again. And people come running over. There's a fight on the other court. So, of course, I go falling over because I want to see what's going on. I can't keep my mouth shut. And I come across, there's a dad who's screaming at the referee and the coaches. Okay. And so I go over and I'm just kind of standing there. And you know, he's yelling at the coaches, yelling at the refs, yelling at all these people, and just really going for just being like mother effing this, but there's kids around. So they're like, you gotta go, like the other people. And then he's kind of still standing around. I'm like, dude, you gotta go. And he looks at me and he's like, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, I'm a coach and you gotta go. I mean, you're a parent, you can't be on here. He's like, fuck you, make me get off this floor. And I'm like, and of course, instead of de-escalating, I immediately escalate. And I'm like, dude, I will put you in the fucking hospital, you bitch, right? So then the cops come and grab him, like right at the same point, right? So that he's no longer focused on the refs or the like he's totally focused on me. As he's getting pulled out of the gym, he's like, I'll be waiting in the parking lot, you son of, and I'm just like looking at him. I'm doing and I think of Isaac, because you did this before, Isaac. I'm looking at him and I'm going, bye. I'm blowing him mooches.
Best thing you
like
can
that.
do. Best thing you can do in that situation is blow kisses.
He was like, at first he's like, what? And then I could see like the thing is like, what the? And I see him go like, what's wrong with this guy?
The tough guy rage. The tough guy rage doesn't understand. Like in their anger, they're like, "Oh, this guy's gonna try and act all tough," and you just blow him a kiss, and he's like, "Whoa."
My wife is there. I go over, and she goes like, she's she goes, "What happens if he's waiting for us?" I said, "If he's waiting for us in there after I was blowing him kisses and waving at him." I said, I will go out there, and when he comes up to fight me, I'm going to drop my pants and just see what he does.
You do.
He'll run.
He'll run away. He's out of there, dude.
I'll drop my pants.
Out of there. Joe, question for you. In that situation, parent at a basketball game, parents on the other court are fighting. What do you do in that situation?
Yeah, you know what? I'm with Luke here that you got to intervene. I mean, it's not fair to these refs when they go at it like this. I probably would have handled it a little more strategically, where I would try to de-escalate it. But some people got to intervene. You tolerate that shit, and people can do it even more.
Yeah. The thing is, I would step in as soon as he starts swearing in front of the kids.
Yep.
Like as soon as you start dropping F-bombs in front of the kids, like, dude, get the hell out of here. Yeah.
Isaac, I've done that 4 or 5 times now in my life. Whenever they start swearing and stuff, I can't. I can't just sit there.
You're losing the purpose of us all being here, which is to help these kids learn about sports and playing as a team and learn lessons. You're ruining that with being an idiot and a terrible example for your kid and all these other kids here.
I at flag football this year, I got into it with people because they were yelling at flag football. 5 and 6-year-olds, a team from Hubbard with Hubbard people, were yelling at a 13-year-old ref.
Oh, look, a local little league basketball ref himself, Rob Simon says, I wonder what that's like for Luke to help the ref out.
It's different. But no, a 13-year-old in flag football was getting screamed at. And I almost got in a fight then too, because these coaches were screaming at this ref. I'm like, guys, he's 14 years old. This is 5-year-old football. And they're literally screaming at these guys. I'm like, what is going on in society?
He doesn't know.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was my weekend. I'm stressed.
Crashing and fighting.
Always. All right. So you guys want to get it before we get it? So we'll talk about the libertarians in the second part. You want to get into this 911 stuff with Nikki?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's hear this.
All right. Let me grab the video screen. Isaac, why don't you talk about this while I do this real fast? Talk about our sponsors, about Mr. Tim here. All right, hold on.
Talk about who?
Talk about Tim or somebody.
Tim Sickifuse, our sponsor?
Yeah. Can you see that?
Yeah, we can see it. Well, like we said before, Valley Insurance is our sponsor. On top of that, the MLO Bros, we are our own sponsor. We're loan officers, we're real estate agents. If you need a home loan, if you're interested in buying a house, selling your house, please call us. We'll use this platform to sell your house. And here's one of our listings out in Salem here, bathroom, 1 bedroom. It has a pool. This is it. It's a really cool property. It actually goes back and then spreads out and gets really wide. Joe, do you need a couple acres of land out in Salem? 6 acres, like you can see the line.
I'm thinking about starting a cult. We need a place to do our meetings.
Yeah, we could do a meeting down by this pond right here. You know?
Yeah, let's do it.
So if anybody's interested, it's on Zillow, Realtor. That's one of ours. Other one is this condo on Huntington. 2 bedrooms. 2 bedrooms.
All right, you guys ready?
If you hate steps, if you're old, if you're injured, no steps.
All right, ready?
Out there barking and crying. I mean, I should be able to sleep, and there's something wrong.
I understand.
All right, wait. Let me set this up, by the way. Okay. So Nikki is calling 911 because there's a dog barking in her backyard. Okay? She's playing this off like the dog's in danger. But again, I don't even think you call 911 for that. It's not like 911 is for an emergency, right?
No.
And I'm not taking away from the dog, but let's be honest here.
The thing is, you don't call 911 for something like that. If the dog is barking, you be a good neighbor and you go over there. Like I've had at my old condo, there was a dog in the neighbor's backyard and it was barking at the door because it was like -20 outside and they weren't letting the dog in. So the dog was crying. I went over to the neighbor, knocked on their door and said, "Let your freaking dog in. It's crying outside the door because it's freezing its ass off."
What did they say when you did that?
So they didn't answer the door. So I started messaging them on Facebook because I found them. And I said, "Let your freaking dog in. It's freezing and it's crying outside the door, or else I'm going to break through the fence and steal your dog." So then they let the dog in. Yeah, they let the dog in. But it was like crying, like whelps of cold pain. Like I was so pissed. But
all right,
talk to your neighbor. That's what you do.
There we go.
What's the address that it's at, honey?
I already told you. 151.
I didn't speak to you, ma'am. There's 3 other people in the building. I know you're upset. We're having a rough day here tonight, too. I'm just trying to help you out. So I know you may have already spoken. Yeah, ma'am, I hear it. What's the address that your dog's at? Ma'am, what's the address?
15. I think it's 158. Kenilworth, Southeast.
Okay, do you want to leave your name?
No, but you can ask them to make sure that Anthony gets this call tomorrow afterwards, so it's forwarded to their dog warden. This is an ongoing problem, and it's almost 3 o'clock in the fucking morning.
F-bomb.
Okay. Let me see if they went out there earlier.
They fly and they say it's an indoor dog, and they just let it out for a minute. Every time the police or someone goes out there, oh no, it's not. Clearly it's not.
Let me check and see what they did when they went out earlier. Hold on one moment for me.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and you call 911 because of a dog.
The officer went to the residence. They checked. There was no dog that was outside at the time that they went there.
That's not true. It's been out here the whole fucking time.
Ma'am, can you stop swearing?
No, I don't. I swear. I'm sorry.
Okay, ma'am, I know who you are, and I appreciate who you are, and you're concerned. I'm asking you, as an employee of the county, to not swear on the phone to me.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it gets better.
I would appreciate that. I understand you're upset, but swearing at me is not going to get the police there any faster.
I'm not swearing at you.
I understand that, ma'am, but you are, and I asked you not to do that. If I did that in a public meeting, I would be in trouble. So please don't do that on the phone to me.
Oh, well.
Oh, well? Okay, I'll dispatch the police, ma'am, okay, and I can have them stop out and talk to you.
Not to me. It's to that same residence to go in the back. If the dog is outside, there's clearly something wrong. It's been barking, and it's out there crying and barking. The food and water is over by the house. It's something. The dog is in the back. It needs checked on.
Okay, ma'am. And I'm just letting you know, when the police were there earlier, they said that there was no dog outside. But I will be more than happy.
They have to go in the back. Please put the instructions that's in the back.
Man, we don't take instructions from people like that. We can't tell the police what to do. If they pull in front of the residence and they don't hear anything, they've got no reason to go on the property.
because the complaint is an animal that's barking or crying or whatever the issue is. If they don't, ma'am,
The complaint is to check on the dog.
We did.
Make sure it has food and water.
We did.
That's what I'm asking for.
Okay, but the thing is, if they don't hear any issues, there's no reason for them to go on the property. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Let me explain it to you. It's not a dog. Don't make it a dog barking call. You have
No,
to
it's a dog crying.
You have to go and check and make sure that the dog has food and water.
Okay, but if they walk on somebody's property at 3 o'clock in the morning almost, I saw somebody on my yard for no reason at all, there would be a problem.
Okay, can I speak to the supervisor?
I am the supervisor, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to help you. I told you I would send the units out.
This is not a conversation about, I explained the first time. I said, if you call, because I've been living with this forever here now.
Then go down to Warren PD tomorrow when Anthony's working and physically talk to him and tell him that this is a problem and it's not being dealt with on midnight turn. But we have records to back up that it is. If you're not believing me, I'm trying to help you.
Not to put the call on as a dog barking, but to say check on this dog because it's in distress. And when they check on it, then they will see that it is out there and that it has no water. Hopefully they'll fight it. If not, they'll at least take it in. So that's what the call has to be done, not just a dog barking, because they'll drive by. If they don't hear it in that particular moment, they'll keep going. So please put it in and just check on the dog. Do you understand the difference?
Ma'am, I understand the difference. I've been doing this job for 20 years. Ma'am, I'm going to explain this to you, okay?
I'm not here for you to explain it. I'm here for you to...
And I'm here to tell you what we're doing, ma'am. Okay, Ms. Frenchko, I'm not screaming. I've got a guy with a gun in a residence fighting with a female. I'm trying to deal with both issues. We've already sent the police out to this dog that was crying that you thought was having a problem. The officer pulled up front. He sat there and waited. There was no sign of a struggle, an issue, or anything with the dog, so he cleared. If the dog is still crying, I've already told you several times, I will be more than happy to send them back out there and check for you.
Your tone is nasty.
Ma'am, I'm trying to get across to you because I haven't in the past 3 other minutes. I'm trying my best to get across to you that you'll still send them out to check it for you, okay? But you can't tell me how to dictate to Warren PD what they need to do.
Your tone is inappropriate.
So is your swearing.
I can fucking swear, but I'm not screaming at you.
I'm being loud, ma'am, to get across. I'm not screaming at you.
Yes, you were.
I'm being loud, ma'am. There's a difference between screaming and being loud, okay? I'm going to send the police out to you so they can check the area and hear for the dog crying, okay?
That's not what I asked you to do. I said the dog needs water. It doesn't have any. It didn't earlier today, and it still doesn't because they haven't been out all night. The dog's been out there since evening.
I will pass this on to the police, ma'am, okay?
As what?
As I have to do, ma'am.
I'm asking you to put it in as the dog needs water. It's outside without water right now. That is a actual crime. So can you please put it in as the dog needs water instead of this barking dog? That's what I told you to do earlier, so that you would actually go back and check. But you didn't do it that way. So the dog's still out there. Please put it in the way I'm asking.
Ma'am, I did.
So that they will actually go back there.
I did.
Could you read it to me, please?
Ma'am, I told you I've got an emergency call going on right now with a guy with a gun. We're trying to get the women to come out of the house.
Okay.
I'm going to give the call out like I'm supposed to, okay?
I'd like to know how it's being done because it wasn't done that way the first time, and I was very specific.
Ma'am, I will take care of the call. I'm not going to stay on the phone and argue over the animal complaint right now. I'm going to give the call out the way it's supposed to be, okay?
Who is this?
My name is Jeff, Miss Frenchko.
Oh, okay. There's the attitude.
What is that supposed to mean? There was no attitude in the first place. I'm trying to tell you.
Always.
Is that it? That might be it.
Ma'am, I don't understand what else you want me to do. I told you I'm going to take care of the call for you. I've also told you, unfortunately, this isn't a priority compared to a guy with a gun with a female in the house that I'm trying to deal with. I've been on the phone now for how long?
Okay.
8 minutes.
And it wouldn't have been a call back if you would have put in the call as the dog needs to have water.
Ma'am, but I didn't talk to you the first time.
You didn't.
I didn't talk to you the first time.
That wasn't you?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
So now that that's clear, and you're upset because it wasn't put in the first time the right way, I don't know what else to tell you other than I'm going to give the call out. Now, I have to disconnect and take care of my units in Howland that are on this call.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
What a freak. Thoughts?
So, couple things. I know.
I'm gonna go ahead. I gotta get a drink real fast. Go ahead.
Couple things, Joe. Couple things.
Yeah.
So, like, her voice, like, she's either really tired or there is some kind of, like, depressant, like alcohol or something in her system.
Oh, probably a little of both.
Or a little both.
Yeah.
And then you can tell from his voice as soon as he picks up the phone that is an employee of the local government that knows who he's talking to and has zero respect for her.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell from the minute he starts talking. The second he brings up, like Liam said, there's another call. Somebody's got a gun or whatever. I'm trying to get some people to leave a house. Like, I am immediately, you go handle that. We'll talk about this later. This is number one. I wouldn't even be calling 911 for an animal thing like this. But you immediately hang up that phone and say, you go take care of business. That's way more important than this situation. I'll freaking go give the dog water if I have to. And then finally,
yeah, because I would have said call like a humane agent or the dog warden directly. That's their department.
And then my question is, what's the beef? What's the beef with this neighbor? Why, like, the dog? So the dog doesn't have water? Is that what she's mad about, or is she mad about barking? What is she mad about?
She's mad at dude. She's mad about barking because she can't sleep. Any selfish any person that stays on the line when somebody says,
I have important stuff to handle. Yeah.
There's a guy with a gun and women inside a house. Any person who keeps pressing because of this dog next door that keeps barking is a selfish person and doesn't give a shit about anyone but herself. It's about it's not about the dog. It's about the freaking barking. That's it. I mean, that's it. She is such a freaking,
But, like, you can just tell that employee, which is not a good look for any commissioner, that employee has zero respect for leadership, her leadership, absolutely no respect for her. Zero. Zero.
Hold on. It gets better. Wait. We're getting better. But, here's the thing, and I'm going to defend this employee. These people have been dealing with her. This isn't the first phone call from her, right? Isaac, remember a year ago? She was calling 911 and her family. They dealt with her, and I think they're just tired of her shit. I think everybody's tired of her shit, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Back into the fun. This one's even better. So, let's get this up.
This is the council meeting then?
Huh?
We're going to the council meeting where he goes in and talks to her?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear it.
This guy, I will vote for him, whatever he runs for. Here we go.
I can't see anything, dude. Share it on the screen.
Oh, okay, hold on. Sorry. Let me do this again. Come back over here.
So this is the same dude that was on that phone call.
Name will be familiar. Here we go.
Okay.
Jeff Ford, Vienna Township. It was brought up to me the other day that during a workshop meeting.
Hold on. Sorry, guys.
I can't see anything.
Trying to make this bigger. There, is that better?
Beautiful. Oh, she's right there. You can watch her.
Oh, dude. Yeah, she's right there in the middle. Watch. No, dude, this is fantastic. This guy deserves a freaking medal. He's a hero.
During a workshop meeting.
You're good.
Jeff Ford, Vienna Township. It was brought up to me the other day that during a workshop meeting, I was involved in a conversation involving Miss Frenchko. And an I-1 call. I was the acting supervisor, dispatcher that night. I've been employed there for 28 years, an acting supervisor and dispatcher between 15 and 28, and also trained many people there. A long time ago, there was a comment made why we can't hire people or keep people there. Last week's incident involving you, Ms. Frenchko, is one of them. Who was your boss? Who was your boss, Ms. Frenchko?
Look at her. She just sits there.
Part of the reason is you don't answer to anybody. Okay? As it was said, if I talked to somebody like that, I would be fired. Correct? Or did you not hear the meeting yesterday? The citizens in the county, as well as the employees, your clerk,
Oh, sorry.
Miss Alex,
I was doing that.
are tired of the way you put them down. You call them stupid. I've heard you call Denny fat before. Again, if I did that to any of the people that I work with, what would happen to me? I'm asking you as you, my boss, a commissioner, what would you do to me if I called people fat and stupid and everything else? What would you do? Your microphone works because earlier you were like this and everybody in the back heard. But any other time during a meeting, it's this. Nobody can hear you. I'm appalled. I'm upset at your actions as a boss and as a county commissioner, the way you talk to people. And I believe your email, if I can remember correctly, sent today was you feel you did nothing wrong. You're in support of dogs. I want to know why you feel you had the right to talk to me on the phone that day, the way you did, when I told you I had an emergency going on. Can you answer that? Or are you just going to sit up there and be quiet the whole time? Commissioner Cannon-Malesa and Malloy, I'm asking that something be done about this. Enough is enough. I'm not just speaking on behalf of me, but the other employees too. I feel you owe an apology, not just to myself, but to my current employees at 911 and everybody in the county for your actions and the way you speak. You don't have a problem holding other people accountable. Now it's time you be held accountable by somebody. I'm not sure who your boss is, but I'd like to find that out because you need put in control.
Ooh, walk off. Look at her.
Wow.
Wait,
You want to respond?
it's not over. Hold on.
We can't hear you. Again, use your microphone like you did before, because everybody heard you then. If you can intimidate me with your phone and turn it, I really don't care. You're the only one that has to have a phone, because that's the only thing that backs you up.
Fixing her hair.
They have to come up with money for.
How about that?
Microphone, please.
There you go. Ed.
Wow.
Joe, what do you think?
I have so much anxiety after watching crap like that.
You do? What's
Oh,
that?
so it's a train wreck, and I don't know. Nothing gets done because of that crap.
Right?
It's frustrating.
It's unbelievable. Isaac.
I think that goes to show what kind of leader she is. She's a terrible leader because in that situation, if you have to defend your actions, like you have to explain yourself. You have to. That's what a good leader does. But she sits there, doesn't say a word, and that guy, he tries to reason with her. He tries to, like, as he's a better leader, he's proving that he's a better leader and a better just professional than she is, because he's saying, I led my team. I was trying to get important things done, and I'm in charge of this team. And this is the way you acted. This is how you treated me. And if I was a manager, I would never speak to somebody like that. And you're my boss. You have nobody to report to, and you're treating your employees like this. It's terrible. And he's just exposing her for what she is. And it's a terrible manager. Terrible.
And you got to remember,
it's awful.
She has lost money for the county because employees have sued, right, for harassment, and she's lost. Now she's all about, I beat the court, I beat the when they arrested her, right? Remember that the sheriff arrested her, which you and I, Isaac, said was wrong. They should have never done that.
Right, in the middle of that meeting, yeah.
But she is still the one, basically. She's lost court cases for the county, and they settled because why? Because of her and the way she treats people. I mean, it's unbelievable. She's up for re-election in March, and I hope to God she's gone, and we don't have to talk about her anymore.
So there's no way to, if a leader's in that position, they're an elected position, there's no way to remove her from office, right? I mean, there's no.
No, it's the same thing we ran into with stupid Steve Kent.
Because they're an elected position by the people, you have to wait till their time's up.
Yep.
It's like
I think you can recall them. They can have a special election and recall them if there's no confidence.
But I think it's hard to do, though, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I think
it takes forever too.
Yeah. I think by the time they were done with Steve Kent, he was already kicked out.
Right.
Or he not kicked out. He was, he got tossed because he had the felony charge.
Right.
By the state. So it's just brutal.
She is a perfect example of why everyone watching this, if there's one thing you can learn from her, it's do not vote party lines straight down every single time. You cannot just go into the voting booth and check Republican every single time. She was there and she got elected at the same time Trump got elected because that's what everybody did. Just voted red for Trump, red wave, whatever you want to call it. You have to be an independent thinker and you have to be careful and not just vote one way.
But wait, Isaac, there's more.
Oh no.
You ready?
Yeah.
County dispatch.
Hello?
Yes, can I help you?
How do I reach the Warren City Police, whoever's in command on call right now? Not just a patrol person, but, I don't know, sergeant or someone.
The sergeant in charge?
Yeah, that would be good.
He's actually on a call right now.
Okay.
I could have him call you if you want to leave your name and number.
Yep.
You've done? Sure. Your name, please?
Nikki. My phone number is 330-717-6454.
FYI, I'm going to pause it real fast. This is 911 she called.
Okay.
Just an FYI.
6454, correct? Just to verify.
Yep. Who is this?
This is Sandy.
That's what I thought. Yep. If this is an address, I'll be calling back all night long to 911. So.
Why?
Wait, Nikki Frenchko? Just want to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have.
The dog's been outside all day with water that is frozen. I actually consider it an emergency because it's inhumane and it's against the law. In order to have an animal out for even 1 minute without water, it violates the law. And then the city of Warren has a code that says that they have to have a proper house, and it doesn't have a proper house either. They just keep on refusing the site. So I still want it documented as an emergency as well, because there's a dog crying to get in. But, if you document it as the dog's crying.
I will have him call you.
Okay. What's going on? This has happened a handful of times now, where I've called
radio. I'll let you hear it. I'll even let you hear it, hon.
Okay, so then who there is...
So the sergeant, he's driving the station, and he said he was calling the number I put in the call for him.
No, someone is calling the name. Someone is calling them, because this is about the third time that's happened.
So listen, she's accusing them, 911, of tipping the neighbor off. So when the police get there, the dog's inside. You understand that?
Is this after that other meeting?
Yes. I believe so.
Why? So this is after the meeting?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Why are you such a freaking see you next Tuesday?
It's like they don't.
You don't talk in the meeting, and then you call back again.
Want to fight them?
No one's called nobody. If anybody outside, if anyone outside, I can't speak on behalf of nobody else. I just know you asked me to have the sergeant call you.
And internally, there's no one here that hears.
Well, internally, everybody hears my call. You could see everybody working, but see my call.
So that's why I wondered if it's someone there. Okay.
Said I can't speak on behalf. I don't think so. I would think they're busy with their department right now. No name was given. I just told the sergeant to call. The number's attached.
Okay.
So he says, I'm on my way to station. Put the number in the CAD and I'll call. So just give him a few more minutes. Let me see if he's...
Okay.
He was coming from the west side.
Clearly there's something up, because this has happened before twice, and I was like, there's no way. And then it happened again immediately. So someone, and I know that you guys there, not you necessarily, but there have been people who leak things out or contact people. Hell, one woman lost her job for doing that, letting people know the nature of a call before it was. You have to make sure you have a public records request in order to obtain information. So, okay. And I know that that's what Jeff did too. So, all right.
Yeah, I was on vacation when all that happened. I said, I was on vacation.
I mean, is she not insane? Like, I can't even grasp
I wonder what that neighbor did.
Joe's speechless right now. Joe is speechless.
I just want to know what that
I
neighbor
am.
did, dude. I want to know what that poor neighbor did to Frenchko that she's calling about frozen water for the dog outside. And then I don't know. I don't know.
She's gonna say it's because the dog's in danger and all this other shit. It has to do with that dog barking and bothering her, because people like her don't give a shit about anybody else but herself, right? That dog is bothering her and barking, and that's all it is. And it's driving her crazy. And nobody's doing anything, and she's entitled, and it's the same. That's it. That in my head, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, and now she's accusing 911 of calling the people and warning them that the cops are coming. I mean,
all in a 911 line, like just wasting time and resources of your own.
But wait, Isaac, there's more.
Oh, wait, there's more. Okay, what do you got?
You ready?
See
So
it.
today I had information leaked to us, given to me, right? Given to us. She is now going after Jeff's job.
The manager guy?
The manager guy. She's now trying to get him fired for the way he went into the meeting and embarrassed her. I have a copy of the email response from the head of 911 to Nikki. I don't have Nikki's email, but I have this. Here we go. Wait, where's it at? Let me find it here. Okay, this is her response, and I'll read it. Commissioner Frenchko, in response to your voicemail, so there was a voicemail, wasn't an email. In response to your voicemail, I have received several public records requests for various calls placed to Trumbull County 911. Those requests have been fulfilled. Okay, maybe she's complaining. Maybe I read that wrong. She's complaining about information getting leaked out, right? Once the request is fulfilled, I have no knowledge what is done with them after the fact. None of our employees are calling the resident you have made complaints about to warn them of your complaint. That is not our job. We receive complaints and dispatch them to the appropriate responders. How those agencies respond or handle the complaint is up to them and their policies and procedures. In my conversation with you on February 8th, 2024, I explained that any future complaints regarding the welfare of the dog need to be made to the animal control officer. At the Warren Police Department during business hours. This appears to be an ongoing issue and is not emergent in nature. I asked you to then please not call 911 and use the non-emergency number on February 18th, 2024. You called the non-emergency number line at 1936 hours to report the same issue with the dog, and then at 8 minutes later, called 911. I would implore you to stop calling 911 in regard to the ongoing dog issue and the neighbor. Trumbull County 911 pursued charges for misuse 9/11 in many situations as warranted, and this situation has crossed that threshold. In response to your complaint of an employee potentially participating in political activity, this is our Jeff guy, which you stated is against county policy. I cannot control what employees do in their non-work time. They are afforded the same rights as you. Freedom of speech is one of those rights, and according to Section 2.6 of the Trumbull County Policies and Procedures, you're outlined in page 38, outlined whatever, what employees in classified service are permitted to do and expressions of opinions, either oral or written, are permissible. Respectfully, Tacey M. Bond. Good job, Tacey. She's trying to get the guy fired now.
Such a waste. And
Right.
I just don't understand. You go through all this work, and then when it really comes down to it, when you're really put on the spot and he comes to your meeting and asks you to speak and explain yourself, you're a coward. It just shows you're so weak. You think you're so tough recording everything and recording everyone, and you're just weak because when it really comes down to it, you refuse to talk to that man's face and into your people in your meeting. Just weakness. Just reeks of weakness.
Ryan's like, you need to get her on here. I wouldn't get her on here because she's freaking insane. Like, she doesn't deserve to have this platform for her, whatever. And I don't feel like having her on here because I will just scream and yell at her the whole time because she's such a narcissistic freaking pig. Like, I'm not going to do it. So that's that. So, oh my God. I don't know. What do you guys think? Joe, any thoughts?
Nikki Frenchko has been talked about so much. I don't think there's anything to say. I think we concluded 2 years ago what she is. My opinion hasn't changed. I'm right where I was before.
When you're on the radio, like Jay just said, look at Joe's face. He's so full of anxiety after listening to that.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, do you get calls when you're when you cover for Verb and them on her ever?
Has she ever called in? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Have you ever
or has someone called about her? I interviewed her once on Ron Verb's show, and it was a train wreck. But no, I can't remember of anybody saying anything bad or good about her. So I'm going to say no. It never came up.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. We might have to shelf the libertarian thing until next week now because this is. Sorry, Joe. I know you were all.
That's all right.
Well, here's the thing. Here's how you can loop libertarianism into this whole discussion. A leader like that is why small, like in waste of resources and everything like that, is a reason why libertarians hate the government. Like that is a perfect example of why less employees in the government's a good thing.
What is Joe? What is a simple definition of a libertarian?
So I look at it as personal responsibility and personal liberty. So it's when anything encroaches it. When people encroach it, governments encroach it. I want everybody to stay away from me. And my sort of like the tip of my nose is where the reach of my fist can go, and I don't mess with anybody, and I don't want anybody messing with me. In a nutshell.
The problem is people can't do that. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is that right? I mean, like a lot of people can't do that. Like
it's literally just mind your business.
Yeah,
that is
right.
The definition of libertarian. Mind your business. Let me do what I want. As long as I don't do anything to harm you, let me do whatever I want. As long as I don't harm anybody else, leave me the hell alone.
But the problem is with that though. You telling me to, let's see if I can say this right. You telling me to leave you alone is sort of anti-libertarianism, right? Because you're telling me what to do. Is it
not really?
It's from a government aspect, though. We want the government to leave us alone.
Yeah, so it's the admission that people are fallible and they're going to mess stuff up. They're going to corrupt things. So you keep things so small so that when they go, they reach the inevitability that they get corrupted, that they're easy to take off the table and start over. It's the recycling process.
Which is why Washington was quoted saying political parties are going to get power. They're going to become these corrupted engines if you let them. And they have, because of their power and their size. So you can't let them get that big that they can just do what they want and the people can't do anything about it. You got to lower their power to almost nothing.
Yep, absolutely.
And they
Keep it small.
and they have too much power. I mean, all of us would agree the government has way too much power.
And the
100%.
problem with them always, and it's happened time and time and time again. Just look at COVID, for example. Like, you give them an inch and they'll take a foot. And then they're able to use that in the future. Like, oh, look, COVID was a state of emergency. We can just do that again because we did it in the past now.
And the problem with government is this is on any level, local, state, or national. You give them something, you're never getting it back.
Right.
Ever.
Right. Best thing you can do. Term limits, number one. And everybody, it's not like there's people lined up disagreeing with this. Everybody agrees with this. Like a large majority of people agree with this. Term limits, take the money out of politics and out of Washington. Those two things right there are what's best for America. You have to take the money out of politics.
Never going to happen, though.
And
so,
Luke,
what,
those freaking people in power are never going to vote on that.
No, so you guys hate both political parties. If you don't consider yourself libertarian, what do you consider yourself?
Independent.
Anarchist.
Anarchist?
No, I wouldn't say. So the place where I disagree with libertarians are like they're extremes. With just like with anything, an extreme of anything is wrong, right? So like the extremes of the libertarians are like, I think that the everyday Joe should have a tank because my right to bear arms shall not be infringed. It's like, dude, at some point, I mean, I think you should be able to get weapons that are crazy, like machine guns and everything. I just think you should have licensing. Like, you need to have hours and hours of licensing in order to get those are hours and hours of classes in order to get a machine gun fully auto, in order to get a tank. But like the civilians shouldn't have nukes. Like, and I think there are libertarians out there that are like, you should be able to get whatever you want. It's like, no, sorry.
Yeah, well, I think libertarians object to who's the authority over those decisions. So it might not be that they want a tank, but even if they can't have a tank, it's not your responsibility. You can't have the authority over me to tell me no, is what it comes down to.
Right. And I'd be fine with the tank. I'd be fine with like, if you want to like, but then that's the thing that sucks. If there's licensing, that means the government's going to have to be in charge of licensing, which is going to mean that you're going to have to put employees in charge of, and I'm the first one to say the government is terribly, terribly inefficient and just terrible at everything they touch. And they ruin everything they get their hands on. So I am all about like totally throttling down and nerfing the living shit out of all aspects of the government. Yes, 100%. But I think you just got to be careful with certain things.
Well, from my angle on the libertarian side, like, let's just use your analogy with the tank. All right, so I'm not going to trust the government to be able to regulate something like a tank, right? So the volley would be that if the government now has the ability to deprive me of something that's not its deal, it's going to corrupt and it's going to take my pea shooters away and whatever. There's got to be a way to, okay, so you balanced me out and said I couldn't have a tank. Well, now I'm going to balance you out and I'm going to take that authority, or at least move that authority to someone who's not you. So when you corrupt that power, it goes away.
Right. Who watches the Watchmen? Who are you going to put in charge then of that? The thing is, are you going to put a private company in charge of that? Is that what you're going to do?
Well, the founders thought it's about checks and balances. So nobody has an ultimate rule. Everybody can check the other, branches of government, whatever. So the watchers have to have watchers. Yeah, for sure.
Right. Oh, it's a tough one.
The watch, that's the problem. They're like in my head. Yes, I'm paying attention. I was doing something. Well, not listening.
Never.
The problem is you have to have rules. You have to have laws, or else it's going to be complete chaos. And the problem is, to make those laws, you have to have a government. That's like the foundation of any society, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, here's the deal then. I like laws and rules too. You know what I also like? When they're applied blindly and equally, so that Mr. Judge driving down the street, driving, right?
Correct.
Start with that,
I think the law should be applied without knowing who it's applied to. So you keep the names out of it. You just say what they did. You give the evidence, and they're not allowed to see who they're making a judgment on.
You know what would be great? You know who would be really, really good at judging, and they wouldn't have any emotional ties to it?
AI.
Circling back to last week's discussion,
AI. Yes.
AI would
for the win.
dish out the freaking rulings evenly and without emotion.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
they can't be bought and paid for. That would be
because they don't care. It's just data to them.
Yeah, it's just
they
data.
Take all the data. They take all the data. AI takes all the data.
Yeah.
Looks at previous court cases and comes up with a judgment.
Yeah. Boom.
Yep.
Boom. Rashbog, whatever the frick his name is in jail.
And then that way you stop the shit where like the judge, what was his name? Kirschbaum, he got away with it. It would be the same exact thing. They'd look at, and like we said, even when we were talking about that guy, we pulled up previous cases where he gave people $1,000 fines and sent them to jail for a year, and he gets off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
because it's corrupt.
Because then the government, if you did that, the government would be nothing more than the people aspect of government would be nothing more than the people who are like taking care of the AI and submitting the data to the AI.
Yeah, write the rules into it, no exceptions, faithfully applied. That would be amazing.
There you go. Wow, I like it.
And then there'd be no money in politics because the AI couldn't even be bought out. Like there would be no influence, for money.
And then they'd have to be careful that they didn't overstep their bounds with law because they know it's going to be pointed back at them as lawmakers.
Right. Yeah. And the only thing would be, I feel like the people who are inputting the data into the AI would then be able to be manipulated and be able to word it in a certain way, knowing that the AI will spit out a certain thing if they a certain ruling if they word it the correct way. Like it's just people are so gross. They figure out a way to schmooze the system.
Well, again, the founders solved this as long as you have a balance of those things, and spoiler alert, anywhere that there's power that consolidates, there's corruption. So the minute you don't give it long enough, like that's why term limits work, because you get in there, you establish yourself, you don't know anything, then you start making friends, and then you start becoming corrupt. If you can put that term limit at the boundary of when you get in there and when you get corrupt, that's what works.
Right. And same thing with money influencing those people and buying and paying for those politicians. If they're only in there for 4 years, then the buying and paying for has to start over. Essentially, so it's harder to manipulate them. It's so sad. It really is.
Libertarian? Hold on, real fast. Rick, I haven't heard about this. Text me. You have my phone. Text me the info, Rich, and then we'll look into it. Sorry. What about like financial stuff? So like taxes and stuff.
For what?
So taxes would go down because there'd be less government, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have to pay for all of them. They'd all be AI. They wouldn't need money.
For sure. But honestly, let's just say that if the government needed something, they had to come to the public and they would have to ask it on a one position only bill, right? Yeah. So I want a road. They go to your legislators. They say yes. Then they pay for it with a tax. Not these omnibus that pays for these billions and trillions of dollars of stuff that nobody even knows what's in it. You got to make it hard because they're just building corruption into those massive bills.
Oh, hell yeah, they are. Dude, that's a tale as old as time right there.
Yeah, you got to make it hard.
What I've always wondered is why do they use those massive bills to pass all that stuff through? Why don't, like, when we go to vote on things, why isn't it like a laundry list of different issues that are like single independent issues?
Because then that way they can fit in all the shit that you don't see. It's all intentional, Isaac. Every one of that.
And then the thing that's frustrating is like, the thing that's the most frustrating is You know, we're sitting here, we're asking the questions, right? And we're asking, well, why isn't it this way? Why isn't it that way? And then there are still people out there that just blindly listen to their party. Like this is how it's supposed to be because of blah blah. Like it's just, and then they just blindly follow them because people are, I don't know, is it because people are dumb? Is that what it is? Like
it's like a religion. It's a worse than religion.
It's like a cult,
I mean, yeah, for sure. I've always been like, I like my own issues, right? I support gun rights. I also like the idea of taking care of the poor, right? And so as I go down the things that I believe in, I don't match up anywhere with any political party. The Republicans hate me because I won't get in line. The Democrats hate me because I won't get in line. But I just feel like what Luke was saying earlier, how could you go to a list of Republicans, vote all Republican, knowing that most of the things you just voted for did not serve your best interest?
It's crazy.
It's beyond me.
Crazy. I just don't understand. You know what I mean? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And how people don't see the Republicans and the Democrats. It's like, and it drives me crazy on Facebook too. They point, the only reason there's no like, I believe like it's slowly going where I am a Republican because of this, right? Now it's I am a Republican because the Democrats say this.
But it's not even it's
right.
It's becoming even more so where it's like it's not even I am anymore. It's you're obviously, and we had this happen to us today. You're obviously becoming an irrational lefty now. Because we're like we had this happen today because we were going against believing what Frenchko believes. We're irrational lefties, like leftward thinking political hacks. And then one day, like you can be an independent thinker and say, hey, what this person on this side of the aisle, they're doing this wrong. And I think they're doing this wrong. But then you have all these people bashing you and saying you're on the opposite side of the aisle. And then the next day we'll do the complete opposite and the other side will attack us.
Yep,
it's like,
for sure.
Why?
We've been called, Joe, we've been called Republican, whatever, and Democrat so many different times. Like they can't like, and it's amazing on Facebook how they can't like just on one thing we say, we get attacked by a party because of us not agreeing with them. And then the next day it's like, well, we thought you were Republican. How dare you know? It's like they can't, it blows their mind when you don't go down a party line. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's very, very tribal, like very primitive that if you won't join their group, you're opposition. And guys like us, like you guys from the independent side, me from the libertarian, we're always straddling those lines of what we support and what we believe in.
Right. And Heather says, wow, I've always heard not to discuss politics and religion. I've never thought of politics as a religion. And you could make the argument, Heather, even farther. You could make the argument that America and the world is moving in this, like, is progressing away from religion. Like more and more people every day are walking away from religion. But then something has to fill that void. And you could make the argument that that void is politics. So their new
100%.
New religion becomes politics, which is, if you look back in history over the thousands and thousands of years, the farther people stray away from society, the closer that society gets to falling.
Yep.
How difficult is it to change parties? I think you just vote Republican or Democrat, like in the primaries, right? You can pick the ballot and that makes you a Republican or a Democrat. That's all it is. Yeah. When during a primary election, Michelle, if you go in and you say, hey, I want to be I'm a Republican ballot, and then that makes you, I do not vote for that reason. I do not vote in primaries.
Yeah, because then they'll label you. They're able to then label you as a Democrat or Republican if you vote in the primaries, which is bullshit. I get it. They in the primaries, they want you to be able to vote for your team. You're saying you're a part of this team so that you can vote for members within your team. But like I want to stay independent. I want to never be like, I want to stay completely independent in the primaries because I don't want to be labeled.
Well, remember,
you know what?
go ahead. I said we had Chris Anderson on from the Democratic Party, who's been on once or twice.
Yeah.
And he looked us up before he came on the show, and he goes, I know you guys are independent because you guys have. I mean, literally, he knew we were independent when he came on because
he seemed a little disappointed in me that I hadn't voted in any primary. I'm like, I don't want you to be able to claim this.
Yeah, and I think they should make it in the general elections that they don't put Republican or Democrat next to the candidates. It's name only, and that way you can't just red party, blue party vote down the line.
Right.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, or like maybe take some of their top 5 things that they believe in, or like I don't know. Go. So you're forced to vote on what they believe and if it relates to what you believe in. That's it.
Yeah.
Like
the political parties will never do it. There's way too much money, man.
Right. All you have to do, game changing. You will win if they change that and they made top 3 things this person believes in, and they put that like underneath the name on the ballot. Term limits, taking money out of politics, out of national politics, and what was the third one, Luke? We always said
term limits, taking what's it called? The one where you buy stock and stuff. That one.
Yes. Taking like lobbyists out of politics, and then people in Washington, leaders in Washington, career politicians in Washington, they are not allowed to invest in the stock market by any means. Stocks, bonds, crypto, freaking any type of investing. They make a certain amount of money per year, and that's it. I'll give them $500K. I'll give them $500,000. That's it. No investing. Your family's not allowed to invest, and they watch you under a microscope. On top of that, I would even argue I want cameras. I want cameras everywhere they go, on them at all times with microphones, so the people can listen to every word that they say outside of their own freaking house.
Yep.
Insider trading. And there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, politics is supposed to be public service. So like after you've made your living and you proved out, you made all your money, you're supposed to then go into politics to share your expertise. You don't need money by that point. You're set. But these guys go there with nothing and make a career out of it. It's not how it was intended.
Yeah. And you have to know that what you're signing up for, and it should be, we have an eye on you. Everyone, I want to be able to go on my computer at any time, look up Nancy Pelosi or anyone, and just have an eye on them, be able to watch what they're doing. That is truly what the people in control of the government is. We have an eye on you at all times.
And here's the thing. I truly believe, I think local and state affect us more than the national. I really do.
Agreed. I agree with that.
I think local really affects us. And since Isaac and I started watching and commenting and videotaping and streaming these local guys, I've said this since day one, they can't stand it because there is a video on them, and there's people turning to, and we have a platform. They're not used to it. They can't, because all the time they always just push thing under the rug, you know what I mean? Or hey, this passed and nobody knows about it and all this stuff. And it drives them bonkers. And I wish more people would pay attention to local stuff, because that is the stuff that affects us the most. 100%. Which is why Poland Village can't stand us, because of what we've done to them. And they're streaming now, and it's everybody needs to call. Everybody needs to call.
Pat, my boy Pat says Jon Stewart recently nailed it. It's no longer so much Dem versus Republican. It's woke versus unwoke.
Look at his profile picture.
I wish we could zoom in on it. Look, our girl Carrie Munson.
He's a loan officer at my branch now, Pat. Congratulations. He's been doing.
Congratulations, Pat.
If you look closely, he actually took that picture in your seat. That is in your seat. That's
my desk. You're at my desk, you son of a bitch.
That is at your desk, Luke. He needed a.
What the heck? Back it out of my chair. So
he said he farted in that chair before he left.
He probably did. Stay out of my chair, Pat. What the hell? But look, Pat is so different than Isaac. Look at him. He's so professional. He's so all this, and then we don't do any of that. stuff. It's bad.
You haven't broken him yet.
Oh, he is on his way. I can't
It's
wait.
coming.
He's got such ambition, such confidence, such belief in the system of local real estate, and I'm just like, oh my son, come to me, you and your innocence. Just wait. I just want to kiss him on the head and say, trust no one. Trust no one.
I have seen, since I've been doing this for 20 years in the loan business and now the real estate business, I have seen you do it. I've seen O'Keel do it, and now I'm going to see Pat do it. Where you guys come all in. I'm going to meet with realtors, and I'm going to get home. They're going to send me referrals, and we're going to do so good with those realtors. And all of you will break, and you're going to be like, "What a bunch of assholes!"
Well, what happens is you put your faith in all these people in business. In our business, it's as loan officers, you put in all your faith in these real estate agents, and you're like, I'm going to win these people over. And then what happens is you just get, excuse my French, fucked by like 7 people, and you're like, I hate all of you. Like you can't trust anyone because you get absolutely shanked in the back. By so many people, and you just learn what they're doing and why they're doing it, and it all has to do with money. But like that's a story for another.
Oh, you mean realtors get corrupted too?
Oh, dude, it's so freaking bad, man. So then you know what? That's a great time to bring in the advertising. Isaac Schuster, Luke Schuster, we're both loan officers, licensed loan officers, and licensed real estate agents. Because you know what we did? We decided. These real estate agents are playing this stupid-ass game. We're going to play our own game. So we got licensed in both. If you are ever buying, selling, or need financing, please call us. We'd love to help you.
Yeah. Yep. We beat the thing. Hi, Ryan.
Yeah. That was the best segue I've ever seen, by the way.
We've created our own game. We're both. We're licensed in both. We're like
Brian,
the first in Youngstown to be doing it.
I remember our conversation. Brian and I talked about commercial real estate the other day. He hates them too. We were talking on the phone about it. All right. Well, that's a good, Joe. This is a good one. Thanks, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Isn't he the camera guy from 21 News? No. Wait, are you, Joe? Are you the camera guy from 21 News?
Me? No, I don't think so.
I think he's talking about Pat.
No, that's a different guy that we know. Actually, that's really weird. But no, he's not the camera guy.
All right. Let's see. What else? Joe and I have a ghost hunt coming up in March. Joe, remember that?
Maybe. Is that Hillview, that insane asylum?
Yeah, I think I deleted my
Haunted Hillview.
Haunted Hillview. Yeah, I think I deleted our advertisement. Oh, did I really? I did. Oh well, it's coming up. You could still go. You can go if you ever want to go ghost hunting. $175. You get 8 hours with us in the Haunted Hillview in Newcastle. That's gonna be fun. I'm excited. We have 20 people max going with us, Joe. So that'll be good.
And we're splitting off in groups. We're going to show you everything we know. You're going to be terrified.
Scary. You've never been in that one?
Nope, not this one.
It's creepy. It's probably creepier than the prison. Because it's more like, the prison is like open and it's got all the cells. This is like hospital close quarters and hallways.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. So $175 if you're interested, you message us. Love for you to go with us. That is on March 29th, I think. So, all right. And then
or you could just not go ghost hunting and just go to sleep like an adult.
Quit being a hater. Jeez.
All right. And then, that's it. So, all right, Joe, thanks a lot, man. We always appreciate it.
Peace out, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, Joe. Joe, will you come back on again?
I will.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. We just kicked Joe off. That's our thing. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, go down below, give us a like, give the MLO Bros a follow. Go follow us on YouTube. Go like us on YouTube, whatever, subscribe, whatever it's called. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We appreciate you.
Thursday, truly, I got a guest.
Go ahead. What do you got?
Thursday, I don't know if you remember her or not. Do you remember Lindsay Smoot from East Columbiana? She does like the River Valley organizing. She's in charge of like the Lisbon tourism thing and all that stuff down there. You remember
that? Sounds familiar.
Yeah, she's coming on. We're going to go into Columbiana County a little bit because they're having problems with the mayor. They're having problems with East Liverpool stuff, and they're just being a bunch of dicks. So we're going to go into that on Tuesday. They took away, the new mayor took away a food pantry box because he didn't like it in his parking lot.
Okay. Why would you do that?
Exactly. I don't know. But that's good. I was like, wait, what? They're like, yeah, he didn't like it. I'm like, wait, there's got to be more than that. So we're going to talk about that. And then what else are we going to talk about? So there was another thing too. Oh, dude, they let some cop that was like molesting people off again. Like it's corrupt. Everything's corrupt. I've got the conclusion.
Who? From where? Cop from where?
Lisbon.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that too. So she'll be on Thursday. So
all right, let's do it.
So all right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please like and follow us. But yeah, we'll talk to you later.
Bye, everybody.
Where's the music? Where's the music? Where's the music? Music. Bye.